Okay, it was on, guys. Sanbona. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's called the Mgela's channel, right? So there's a lot I talk about on my channel, but I never talked about my journey. Okay, guys, so I find out I had a calling in 2021. Please don't forget to share, subscribe. Yeah. And I love the support I'm getting. I'm almost there, but I'm not there. So yes, guys, so I'm gonna tell you my story. Spiritually gifted people have different stories, right? So this is my story sakoknolang, right? So I found out I had abantu badala in 2021. I had constant headaches. I didn't want to be in overcrowded places. You get a lot of burden on your back. I had back pains. And like sometimes it's like somebody's following me, or I'm walking with someone and I'm quite not aware who is it. And what happens is, okay, I got help, and just like everybody else, but I got genuine help. Why do I say I got genuine help? Because I did everything I was told then that I needed to do for them to communicate with me. So it was very easy to like fasten my process, or to make my process go faster. So, okay, I was told I dreamed of water. I dreamed of sitting with people call him a snake. I call him Ngonyama, or I call him Umkulu. He is the water serpent, so he stays there like he's real. Yes. So when I found out, I respected people who are spiritual gifted. In general, I never really criticized them, and I never really went or say you have demonic what, but no, I never said that, because I myself believed in ancestors. It's just that I never thought I had a calling. So when I was told I had a calling, I was like, oh, me? I was sure, because I went with my friend. So I was like, what? I mean, myself, no, I think you mean her, because I knew her, she had a spiritual calling, but not me. And they were like, no, we are telling you. And I'm like, oh, okay. It was hard for me to accept, because firstly, I knew my family wouldn't agree to it. Secondly, looking at the society, how they are labeled in the society, I don't want to be part of the group or of the people who are spiritually gifted. I respected them so much, but I didn't want to be part of their, it was really difficult for me to accept. I was constantly trying to come to terms with how does it happen. I mean, I'm in varsity now. Like, who does that? People know from a young age. Most people know from a young age that they actually have a spiritual gift and what. But I never knew from the young age up until I was in varsity, and that's when this thing came. So I was like, boom, oh, okay. Now everything changes. Everything changes. Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything changes. So I accepted the calling, because I saw that if I don't accept, a lot was going to happen. And I thought to myself, okay, what do I have to lose if I go into this calling, Like, practically nothing as of yet. So I'm like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. That's when I got cleansed. That's when they started communicating with me. That's when, guys, this journey is difficult. That for sure. it wants you to be alone. The minute you learn to love staying alone, love being in a house alone, you are definitely engaging with them at the period, because they don't communicate with you while unabantu abaningi, you're in an overcrowded space, and you go off like a bomb, like something small. People that will think it's small, it just sets you off. Boom, you are shouting, and Altandi isn't a better. Do you get it? So my life changed like drastically. I had to deal with a lot of criticism. Some will say, oh, she dropped out of school. She wanted to get quick cash. I'm like, what? Why do people have so much negativity to something that, and most people who criticize spiritually gifted people are the same people who also have a calling, but they just like lack a lot of knowledge. So it has been a very difficult journey, and I'm grateful. I'm really, really like grateful to my ancestors, to God. At home, it was hard for them to come to terms, but they did. And so to anyone going through the process, or anyone who's scared of taking the process, I'm going to give you a small advice that if you should never comment on something that you've never been through, because ubufakazi baleyondo, you don't have it. You are just engaging with an information that you had from the third party. So umuntu will say, don't take your calling. Those are demonic things, whatever. But to be realistic and to be honest with ourselves, there is nothing you can do with something that you have been born with. So umoya ozalwa nawo ayikho into osuke ungayishintsha ngawo. You will feel like, oh, this thing is holding me back. I could have done a lot of things in my life, but your ancestors are never wrong, So for them to come to you, because if you're a spiritually gifted person, you have been chosen in your family or in your lineage that, okay, after this child, the child that will come after this one will definitely have this calling. So umuntu will like, no, at home we don't believe in that. It's true, but this thing is not kubo, iguwena, and it's gonna affect your life. The people who will make such comments on your life are the people who already have achieved maybe certain things in their life, and they are happy because bona they didn't have to go through a certain phase that will change their life drastically and change their future plans. So when you will be holding yourself back because now you are like listening to other people, like, do what is good for you. Do something that will make your ancestors proud of you, Do something that is good for you. And what I want to say is that it's never going to be easy. Like, if you are in a spiritual journey, you cry endlessly. You have a lot of problems. People will try and drag you a lot of times. But at the end of the day, I give you assurance that you will come out first. Uphuma la sekuvalwe khona amehlo, and people are like, no, she's not gonna make it. She's not, and you're like, they take you out of the situation. The more problems you have, the bigger the gift is. So for you, you really, really, really need to fight hard. And fighting hard doesn't mean like, for example, if somebody accepts, like, say, okay, I accepted my gift. It's lungu plus space, guys. So I have accepted my gift. But things are hard. Yes. If you accept your gift, it doesn't mean that things are going to be easy. It doesn't mean that you're just going to say, okay, I want that cup of coffee and you go get it. No. The minute you accept the gift, your life changes. When I say drastically, I mean drastically. Like everything changes. Everything you knew changes. So now you get to live your life according to what they tell you. According to what the only thing you need to do is be truthful to them. I mean, you can't be truthful to me. I've never done anything for you. If you cry and you're in bad situations, I don't come to your rescue. And you think, who's that? Who? Your friend, your mother, your father? No, it's them. Okay. So guys, this is my journey. And what I say is the beginning of everything that is about to go down, because here it's fun, it's nice, and it's not fun, and it's not nice. It's all tears. It's all like, I don't want to do this anymore. But you definitely are going to do it, whether you like it or not. So it's like, to those who are spiritually gifted, take it from me. You will have a difficult life, but in the end, it will be worth it. Because you will be rewarded. There is nothing that comes for free in life. Nothing. You work for it. Yes, we are juluk. Like in the olden days, dala, babelima, cabanga kuzoyolima. Even now, uyalima, uyalinda. And ngaleskhathi ulima, it's hot, like super hot. Uchala, it's hot, it's raining, you know. It's cold, but you're gonna have to plant because the harvest will be great. It's uzothi harvest that you will be enjoying the sweat of your work. So most people will say, I'm scared to take this journey. I feel like everyone who's sick is being trained. Other people will come to me. A lot of things I dealt with was people were saying, oh, now you know. Other person I remember, we went to high school together. I'm not going to mention the name. We went to high school together. So she saw me wearing beads. Okay. And she's like, oh, Nawi. And I was like, what? Nami, what? She's like, your friend. So I had a high school friend too. Makosina. So now I know why we got along so well. It's because, yes. So she also went through initiation. She was studying in Howard and she graduated. Yes. So she's like, oh, I saw this person and she's also in my course. And now you two, like, what's going on? I'm like, what do you mean what's going on? We have different ancestors. How possible that we will do something? It is possible because you never know the family's lineage. If you go back to your family roots, then you will find out what was happening with those that have passed on. And others will say, oh, like the critics are there, judgments are there. Some of the people will look at you like a fool, and you're like, oh my gosh. And you have to be calm, you have to be forgiving, you have to be, your ego has to go, you have to be more forgiving, you have to be more patient with yourself and your ancestors. You learn to just live every day like it comes. Because uba ney'nhlelo ngempilo yakho, but you never really wrote your book. So, and uNkulunkulu, when he writes somebody's book and with your ancestors, because if uNkulunkulu yedwa obhalayo, I think ama surnames ethu ngabe abhalwe mhlambe uNkulunkulu, I think. but because there are people in your lineage who work with God and say, God, we are bringing this child to the world from our lineage. So those people wrote your book. They wrote your story. They know the ending. You don't. They know the process. They know the phases that you're going to go through in your life. And when you don't. When you have I had other plans. Like, this one was none of them. Like, none. Absolutely none at all. But when it came, it changed the way I think. It changed how I look at myself. Even how you look at people, you know? You need to be more kind. You need to be more forgiving. You need to be more honest with yourself. Like, tell yourself the hardest truth when you look in the mirror and you're like, okay, so in order for me to accept this type of face, I need to be honest with myself. Leave what happens to your friends. Leave what happens to other people. Leave what happens in your family. But what happens to you is very quite important, because that sets the basis of everything you want to achieve. So yes, guys, it's a tough journey. This is my first video coming out and saying, oh, okay, I want to tell you my story. This is my story. It's been hard. It's been tough. It's been amazing. And it's been really, like, you learn a lot. You need to pay attention. You learn a lot about things that I don't think if you were not in this journey, you would understand. Yes, that's why people who have a spiritual gift or who are spiritually gifted have a lot of, forgive me for the noise. So they have a lot of unusual dreams. They like, when you tell somebody, oh guys, people will like, what? Are you serious? Is there even something like that? Bizarre things you will get to be shown in dreams, but other people don't get to see that. So guys, thank you for liking my story, and please don't forget to share and subscribe. I really want to hit the 1,000 subscribers, and yes, stay tuned for more videos so that I can tell you more.